What is up, guys? It is your boy MaineMania, and welcome back to another episode of MK Mobile. Today's video is going to be a very small discussion video. I haven't done too many of these yet, but I would love to do some more. But not only ideas I have about the game, but just different things in the game overall altogether. I think we have an amazing MK Mobile community here, and I'd love to talk to you guys more about some of the things in the game that you like, dislike, or how potentially WB could fix some of these things if they care. But we're not gonna go into that. In this video, we are going to talk about brutalities. Now, I was recently reading a forum that said that they think brutalities are an absolute waste of time, and that why would anybody give up 2 equipment slots on a diamond character with very low grade cards? Because let's be honest, it is literally next to impossible to get these brutality pieces for, most of us free to play players. Like, if you guys did not know, my account is 100% free to play. I've never bought a thing in this game, and I do not recommend you guys spend a dime on this game. The prices are ridiculous, they're not worth it, and they are very greedy. The only way we can get them to change this whole pay to win structure, guys, is by not pouring money into this game. And I know there's some people out there that be like, whatever. They'll throw $60, every time their favorite diamond is there to get them Infusion X faster so they can, whatever with the game. But guys, the more money you put into this game, it will never change. Like, if you ever want to see change, you can't support that kind of behavior. And it could be any game developer, any game period. Like, I just feel like when the community takes a stand together and talk about things that they are not fans of, that's when you see change. So if you guys do want to see change, guys, do not pour money into this game. You know what I mean? Like, in the last tower, they were charging $20 for one epic piece of gear. Like, I want you guys to think about that, right? Like, you know what? Before we even get into what I was about to say, right? I want you guys to think about that, right? I literally want you to think about that. Now, I don't have a lot of the tower equipment pieces or, all the epic pieces, etc. Because once again, 100% free to play. And I think we've all seen these atrocious tower gear drops in the more recent towers. Sorcerer's Tower was pretty good. I'm not going to lie about that. Sorcerer's Tower was pretty good. And on top of that, it lasted for a pretty good amount of time, which enabled us to get a lot from that tower. But the Lin Kuei Tower 2021, the Black Dragon Tower 2021, bruh, they wasn't cutting it, right? So these are the epic pieces of gear that I have, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 epic pieces of gear in my collection right now, right? Well, never mind. Never mind. That's just the strength number. So 17, 19, 21, 23, 25 epic pieces of gear in my collection, guys. I want you guys to think about that really quickly, right? Free to play player, I have 25 epic pieces of gear in my collection. A lot of these aren't tower gear pieces, right? But imagine paying $20 for one card when you need 11 of them to max them out. $220 for a chance to max out an epic piece of tower gear? Guys, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. The price model and structure in this game is ludicrous. Like, there's no other way to describe it. It is ludicrous. But I've digressed long enough. This game is not worth our money, all right? Back to what I was talking about, brutalities. I was reading forums and people seem to have a pretty consistent opinion that brutalities are not worth it. They're very hard to trigger. There's only a chance you can trigger them if you get that special combo ender, and you use up 2 equipment slots on a low tier piece of equipment if you're free to play for the most part. I know there's a lot of people that spend a lot of money on tower gear and they have amazing pieces X'd out. I don't think I'll ever see the day I get an epic piece of gear, of tower gear, at Fusion X. I don't think I'll ever see that day. based on the drop rates in this game and the way the game is structured, because they're not getting a penny of my money. But I was thinking about that, and I kind of understood it. Like I think about people like Liu Kang's brutality and Scarlet's brutality, Sonya's brutality, and the epic pieces of gear you needed to complete the brutality set was so hard to get. And then to take up 2 equipment slots and then only have a small chance to trigger it on only the last remaining survivor. Most brutalities really aren't worth it. Like, they really aren't when I thought about it in the end. And I was reading the forums. I didn't, join the discussion myself because I wanted to have the discussion with you guys. But I don't know, man. I kind of think that's true. And I think a big problem with brutalities is the fact that brutal ending is not base kit. I personally think they should rework this node in the talent tree. This is how I would fix brutalities. I think they should rework this node in the talent tree and make it so that any character can be brutality'd when they're under that, health percentage threshold. Make it also have a higher chance of triggering the special combo ender. Once again, you're wasting half of your equipment slots for the ability to do so. So why not make it as strong as it should be? I personally think what they should do is make the current version of Brutal Ending base kit, and then make Brutal Ending the actual node in the talent tree, make the new version of it, have it so that you can brutality maybe boss characters or at a higher health threshold. So maybe if you make the current version base kit, right, you can only brutality somebody that has less than 25% health. Maybe if you make it base kit, you make that 20% health instead, right? But you have a higher chance for the special combo enders. And then with the new brutal ending in the talent tree, maybe you make it so that you can brutality somebody, at less than 30% health. Do you know what I'm saying? It may not seem like a huge amount on paper, but something along that line. I just think that the big problem with brutalities is that they're so situational and they only apply to the last character, and you used 2 equipment slots to get the final kill a little bit sooner. Doesn't really, it doesn't really have a really lasting effect. If you do run brutality characters or you're running brutality builds, obviously you guys gotta have brutal ending. Make sure you have this unlocked and maxed out so that you can increase your chances of getting those brutalities on characters, especially resurrect characters, resurrect bosses in towers and things like that. It's a pretty good node. But I wanted to know what you guys think about brutalities, man. Like, there's a couple of brutality sets that I personally have. I have Sub-Zeros, Scarlets, Shang Tsung, Cabal. I can't really think of anybody else that I have completed. But once again, most of those characters are low fusion diamonds. And I used to have brutal ending unlocked. Because there was a tower, I think it was the Nightmare Tower, where bosses would resurrect, and that shit was like brutal. It was brutal. Like with those resurrecting bosses, that was so frustrating to deal with. I unlocked brutal ending and I brutality every single one of their asses. And it's a good strategy, for future towers that incorporate that horse shit resurrect design on bosses. But nonetheless, I decided to go back to my original talent tree build because I really didn't see the value in keeping that when I probably only have like 2 or 3 characters that can even do brutalities. And the only one that is strong is Cold War Sub-Zero. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, most brutalities are kind of useless. They are kind of useless. Don't get me wrong, they serve a purpose and they're very strong in tower boss fights. But as far as having it in your normal talent tree build, I don't know if it's really worth it. But you know what? This isn't about just what I think. I want to know what you guys think too. So let me know in the comment section. Do you guys have brutality pieces? How many characters do you have brutality pieces for? And are you free to play or are you pay to win? You can be honest. We're not judging here. You know, even though I don't agree with spending money on this game, and I will always preach that because I believe it. And I think as a community, if we all decide to stop spending money on some of the BS that they put out, maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll start reducing prices, and maybe they'll stop making these overpowered pieces that they basically are trying to force you to pay for if you want a chance to compete. I don't like that kind of game design. I don't like that. It's like they make these overpowered pieces with these huge damage numbers because they basically know it's the only way a lot of average or casual players are gonna beat some of these boss fights and some of these towers. And I don't like that. I don't think that's fair to the casual player or new players or beginners. Like, that's just not fair to them. You know, and I'm a veteran and I still feel that way even though I'm a veteran. It's just not fair to most of the community. Most of the community doesn't have a collection like mine. Do you know what I mean? Or haven't been playing as long as me, etc. And I play this game super casually. Like, you guys know, I do not sit here and grind this game. Like, I play this game very casually. So whether or not you think I'm good at it or knowledgeable or you just enjoy my content for my personality and stuff, so regardless of like why you guys like my content, you know, I still consider myself a casual. And I know some of you guys will look at my collection and stuff or my gameplay and be like, you are not a casual, babe. But trust me, I am. Trust me, I am. All right. I mostly play my PS5. I recommend you guys buy a PS5. The games are amazing. The back catalog from PS4 is awesome, and there's so many amazing games coming out. So I highly recommend you guys get a PS5. At the end of the day, though, we're talking about brutalities here, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you think they're pointless? Do you think they're useless? Well, how do you guys feel about my idea about making brutal ending base kit? Do you think that would be too much? Would you tweak the numbers differently? Like, what do you guys think? And once again, let me know, how many characters do you have brutalities for? You know, how many brutality pieces have you been able to get? And you know, what fusion are those characters? Because at the end of the day, I think that's one of the big problems with the brutality is that most of the characters that have brutalities, you know, are characters that are not very easy to get. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about that. Do you guys like the idea of 2 equipment pieces being required for brutalities? Or maybe they can change it so that only one of the 2 pieces is required for their brutality. Like, I think brutalities should get, I think they should look into brutalities. I think they can make them more relevant, more fun, and give them more utility inside of the fight. You know, brutalities were a pretty big thing to come to this game, but the chances of triggering them and the window to trigger them is so small that it can feel like they're kind of pointless. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion. And if you guys do enjoy videos like this, I will gladly make more. Give me some suggestions on Give me some suggestions on what topics or what things in the game you'd like for me to discuss in future videos like this. Once again, I love talking to you guys about this game. You know, you guys make this game 10 times more fun for me. I promise you that, okay? Sometimes this game can make me pretty miserable, but you guys make this game so much more fun for me. So I love talking to you guys. Let me know all of the things we talked about in the comment section below, and I'll see you down there. So if you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, do not forget to go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And if you have friends that play this game, share this video with them as well so they can join our brutality discussion. Let's talk about brutalities and how we can possibly make them better for the future of MK Mobile. It's your boy MaineMania. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.